It's at I want to thank you one and all for giving this video a listen or give a watch or using your senses to anything that I do. I want to thank you for that. We do a lot of different things here: movies, music, reactions, skits. We do a lot of YouTube's things. We do things like that. So chapter 1052 is on your screen just because I didn't talk about it previous. And since this one just came out, this was a hard week. I went the entire week without looking at any Reddit spoilers. I did get spoiled a little bit before this chapter came out, but just on one thing in particular. But in general, I avoided all the spoilers. Overall, I think it was a good chapter. Ashura, Doji, and Izo kind of dying off screen is just like whatever. I just think it was kind of haphazardly done. I know there were a few people who were saying, what are you talking about? We saw them die. Well, I mean, if we saw them die, people wouldn't have been wondering for months if they were still alive. Now we conclusively get, yeah, they're dead. It just seems a little, it's weird. It's handled a little bit mismanaged to me. And Kiku doesn't seem that broken up about Izo's dying. So, oh yeah, and Hawkins died, and I think that was extremely disappointing. Hawkins was billed out to be, I think there was a plan for Hawkins to be bigger than what he was, but he didn't turn out that way, and it's a waste in my opinion. Cool character design, cool power system, and we never really got to see any of that outside of him getting wrecked or having exposition. And Oda isn't one to waste a character's potential. I think he gets everything he can out of each and every single hundreds and hundreds of characters there are. But this right here, this, if anything tells you that Wano wasn't handled right, you could see it in Hawkins. The camaraderie of the crew in the aftermath of Kaido's defeat and Big Mom's defeat and all that is funny. Yamato in the same bath with them. It fits Yamato's character. She's like a tomboy-esque character. I mean, of course, her identifying as Odin and all that comes into play with it. But if she isn't in the crew at this point, I mean, just put her on the crew. Like, it fits. I feel bad for Carrot, though. They did Carrot dirty. As you can see, Carrot has been pushed all the way to the back. Speed is closer to the front than Carrot is. My God, I can't believe things have gotten so bad. And then it ends off with, all the updated bounties are here and the newly dubbed Emperors of the Sea. Now let's get to these bounties. When Apoo said this, if you take a look at what he said, your updated bounties and names. So it's a distinction of two different select things, which to me was a good sign because Apoo would not have used the verbiage and adjectives that he did in talking about the emperors if the emperors are standing right in front of you. I did not want Kid and Law to attain the rank of emperor because you just simply haven't done enough on a world stage to be considered as such. Emperors aren't just about strength level. It's about connections. It's about territory. It's about influence. The world entire. A lot of different things go into the title and rank of emperor, not just strength, but strength plays a big damn part of it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you guys may have the strength, kinda, not really. It took two of you to kill Big Mom. Well, not kill. We don't know what happened to her or Kaido, but it took the both of you to bring her down. So in strength, you guys are lacking, but on a geopolitical level, you guys are non-existent. You have no presence there. Luffy has everything like that. Now that's too much shonen protagonist type stuff as well. You could also say, well, you know, main character gets this, and that. But at this stage of the story, Luffy has a laundry list of a resume that the world over knows who he is. He's the golden boy. The Straw Hats are the Beatles in this world. So you don't have the crew. You don't have the rapport with other kingdoms. You don't have a grand fleet like Luffy has that Bartolomeo and Cavendish had hyped up. You don't have any of these things. But damn Buggy does, and we'll get to that in a second. But when I saw these bounties, I was immediately angry for Luffy. Why, do you ask? Because Luffy at this point has done something that has never really been seen before. His fruit is being called the most dangerous fruit on Earth, and it's only limited by his imagination. And he's got the D initial. He's the sworn brother of Ace and Sabo, the revolutionaries. He's a blah blah, Monkey D. Dragon. So he's got all of these monikers, all of these titles, all of this pirate baggage that would accumulate to superstar status, to emperor status. Yet he's given the same bounties as Law and Kid, who are as much of upstarts as you can possibly get? Really? I felt like Oda tried to have his cake and eat it too, because he wanted to make Law and Kid relevant. Kid to me should have been more relevant already prior in the story. Law was practically a straw hat for multiple arcs, but now he shoehorned Kid in just to make him matter. He made these three matter, like he did in Sabaody. And you just see the three of them standing there. It's like, oh, we've got some rivalry thing. Not really, because you guys just disappeared for years after that. But when I say I think he tried to have his cake and eat it too in Oda, he wanted to make them relevant, but he also wanted to establish Luffy as being who he is at this stage of the story. But when you think about the fact that this is the first time in One Piece that Luffy has beaten someone with a higher bounty than him and didn't surpass their bounty, Kaido's bounty was 4.6 billion something, and Luffy's was 1.5 billion, being called the Fifth Emperor, an unofficial title given to him by Big News Morgans, mostly due to the amount of clout that he got from going into Big Mom's house and putting his feet up on her couch saying, yeah, this poneglyph is mine. That's audacious. That's just wow. But look at what he's done now, and only 3 billion? You beat Kaido. What? You couldn't get higher? This could have easily have been handled if Oda would have just given Luffy a bounty of 4 billion. I don't think it should have been even that. He should have had $5 billion bounty at this point. He surpassed Roger in the narrative of the story, in the context of One Piece. He has surpassed Roger in terms of threat level. He's like 1/3 Roger's age. He's done everything that Roger's done in a shorter amount of time. He's at the pinnacle of the world stage, and this whole prophecy, whatchamacallit, and all these things that have been thought of, it's happening now, and they see this fruit is tied to it as well. Why wouldn't his bounty be higher? His bounty should at least be 5 billion, because I know Roger's was like 5.6 billion. He doesn't have to surpass Roger, but I think it should have been 5 billion, given the stakes and what he's presented to the world government in the shape of a threat and the type of person that he is. Only 3 billion. Oh, but he's an emperor though. What? No, Oda made a massive mistake with this. This is something I swear Wano is more and more. If people can't see it, if they haven't seen it before, and you just now get here, and you're thinking, well, that bounty decision was kind of dumb. No, there's been plenty of these decisions all throughout the arc. 3 billion apiece for all three of you? No. Luffy, if they're going to be 3 billion, then he should be 5 billion. He is not on the same level as them in terms of bounty, threat level, and all that. No. Take everything that I just said into account, everything that's associated with Luffy, and you give him the same bounty as these two scrubs. I can't even understand it. I just don't get it. The other things in the chapter were great to me. I loved this chapter. Seeing Green Bull pull up Hashirama, and with his fruit, like I had an argument with my friends. I'm like, they wouldn't send an admiral here if he couldn't fold everybody. And whenever an admiral shows up, they tear shit up, as one of my friends had mentioned. Literally every single time we'd seen that an admiral makes an appearance, they are going to tear shit up. Kizaru's first appearance wrecked everybody, one hit everybody. Aokiji's first appearance, he one hit the whole crew casually. Then you had Akainu's appearance, like he was over here tearing things up. So of course they had to put that level of clout power into him, justify his being an admiral, as if we needed to even see that. Like, we get it, you're an admiral. His character design is cool as hell too, but I just don't understand the bounty decision. The Pluton thing is great. Robin mentioning that, because I thought it was in Arabasta this whole time. And she was like, oh no, I read it in Arabasta and it's located in Wano. So many implications with that. And then the twist of Oden's father being there. Also an amazing twist. And Oda left breadcrumbs through that. Other people who are far better than I at breaking it down will probably go and show you all the little trails and stuff and all the little hints that were given, but he left it there. He did a phenomenal job with that. And something about Oden's father's passing or quote unquote when it did happen. And I was like, well, it's kind of weird. He died off screen. We didn't really see it happen. Then he gets replaced by that woman with the fruit. I was like, there's something weird with that. And now we see who he is. I'm like, bravo, excellent. Everything about this chapter is great except that bounty. And then when it comes to Buggy, that was amazing. That's hilarious. That is absolutely. I wonder what this man did between when we last saw him and saw him now. I wonder what he did. That is absolutely hilarious. I love that he's giving Buggy this type of attention. Buggy D Clown is finally being given the attention and respect that he deserves. Thank you for that. So I'd give this chapter a 9 out of 10, but if that bounty thing wasn't there, I'd give this a 10 out of 10. I was waiting for this so desperately. There were so many different things in here I like. The Gorosei acting all up like, no, stop the papers and stuff. And Morgan's like, nah, people got to hear about this. And he's like, what a mysterious form, or like what a mystical looking form that he said about it. It's like it brought a smile in my face. Like a smile similar to Luffy's bounty picture. Do you see that boy's smile on that picture? That picture is hard as hell. That picture is hard. Look at him, man. Who took that picture? Whoever the cameraman is for taking these pictures, this man needs to be paid double, triple, and then some. They need to give him an extended contract. They need to shower this man in riches and royalty. He catches these pictures. These are like the perfect pictures. And he caught this exactly there. He was probably looking at the battle spectator. He's like, wait for it. There it is. That's the picture right there. That's great. And it also shows a contrast to all the other emperors and stuff. Because I know some of them are smiling, like, the other pirates. Because, you got Kid with a smile. You got Blackbeard with a smile. But Luffy's just looks so whimsical, and it really brings a sense to his childish purity nature of his character, in stark contrast to everybody else is just so super serious and stuff like that. So I really like that. So all in all, yes, I love the chapter. The bounty decision I do not agree with. If you do agree with it though, let me know about that in the comments below. I want to thank you so much if you've made it this far. Did you like this chapter? Do you not like it? Do you think Wano has gotten better or worse? I thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.